Three, two, one, let's go. Okay, we're back with another condensed Go game, and this one we have yet another Gamebreaker. So, let's get into it. It's not one move this time, it's a series of moves. It's actually a series of errors. So my opponent here made a handful of mistakes in a row and basically cost him the game. So we're gonna check it out in some detail. All right, so skipping ahead, way throughout the game here. So we're already at move 173, and I've just paused it here because the beginning didn't really matter. We're, like I said, 173 moves in, and at this point, the game is almost a coin flip. We'll just quickly check the AI estimate of the score here. Black up by about 4 points. So I'm playing as black up against white. So the computer at this point is saying that I'm winning by about 4 points. But we're, again, keep in mind, almost 200 moves into this game. So we are well into this game, and it's 4 points is not much. This is a very, very close game. And we'll just quickly look at what is going on. So I'm going to check out white. So like I said, my opponent is playing as white. Let's mark out their territory as a 9 Caillou, right? So we got the upper left-hand corner, which is actually extending way out here. So this is all one group, right? I'll just follow this like so. Took me a minute to trace this bad boy. All right, so that's a pretty solid group. Totally safe, all connected up, no problem. We got this one down here at the bottom left. Trace this one out. More or less, you know, we have to infer some of these lines a little bit. Generally like that. And then a third group over here on the right-hand side. Again, we'll just trace that one out. Loosey-goosey. Oops. There we go. Okay, so that's white's territory. They got 3 big groups. Generally looking pretty good. No big deal. Like I said, down by about 4 points. Now, let's check out black. So this is my group, so I'm going to do these in red just to see where we stand. We're, like I said, we're well into the game. This one's creeping out, you know, maybe it connects up. Mine are a little bit more ambiguous because they're not necessarily contained here. I've kind of snuck out in a couple spots. Actually, I got this whole bottom right. These white stones are dead, so I got that whole bottom right corner. Okay, so black is in red there. And you can see I can sneak out this way. I can probably connect these two up and kind of seal in white in that blue box there. And then down here, oh, I have another one over here. I didn't even trace this one. Whoops. There we go, the left-hand side. So this one, again, not contained at all. So I got all this space out here. I can kind of go any which way and take up some more space. And that was actually the very last move that was played, right? So this one right here, just jumping off this left-hand group into this open space, because this is the last little bit of territory that looks like it's up for grabs. It's pretty loose in there in terms of stone placement. So that's what I was attacking. All right. So now we know where we're at. It's basically a coin flip. I have a bit of an advantage. We're 173 moves in. And what happens next? It's, like I said, it's not one particular move. It's a handful of moves. It's a bit of a comedy of errors, if you will. A Shakespearean nightmare. I don't know. Anyway, so white, trying to shore up the bottom here, attacks those 3 stones. I ignore that, probably to my peril a little bit, because he attacks it, he can take those. Now this is where it starts to fall apart for him, right? What happened there? Let's back down. He attacked those 2, left this stone alone. Yeah, I guess that was probably the right move, right? But then it allows me to move left. He tries to cap me off. Now this is where it really starts to fall apart, and he starts to screw up. I think everything up to there was fine. But now we got these 3 stones in Atari. They can't do anything. They're dead. Yeah, and I can't take this stone because I could play here, but then I'm gonna do like a snapback, right? If I play there, I take his stone, so this would be gone. I would be here. This would be a blank space. But this group of 4 would only have 1 liberty. He would kill me with the next move. So that group is useless, which is why he chose to attack. Not even attack. He's defending down here. He's trying to seal up this this corner. But he's got these 3, similar situation to my 3. I could put those into Atari with one move. There we go. So now I've forced him, because he's got to respond, because he's got to take those 3, because if he doesn't, then I'll take his 3. So he has to play up there, right? Let's just go back one. He can't go... Could he go here? And he would connect up. My group would still be dead. I'd be an Atari. Yeah, he probably should have played that different. I think that's the first mistake right there. I didn't even notice that one in my little preview. So, first mistake is he should have put this stone in Atari by playing right here at K4. Didn't do that. He decided to take those 3, which allowed me to put this stone in Atari. So he's playing on defense, puts me in Atari. I take that stone. Next move, what do you think he should do? He should probably play here, right? He should cap me in along this bottom side. This stone's not a threat because it's going to take 2 moves to kind of get out and do anything. But what does he do? He puts me in Atari. So I do respond to that. He plays there. Again, there's another mistake, I think, because I think he's trying to prevent me from going here and splitting this group off from this group over here, because now by playing there I can't do that, so he's essentially connected those groups. But this group's going to be safe, right? And if as soon as he plays one play there, he's got 2 eyes in this group, and that's going to be safe. And this bottom left is pretty solid. So this was an overly conservative move. He did not have to do that, and it allowed me to jump. I can jump into this space now, and we're going to slowly just eat up this bottom. We're going to move left and eat up this whole bottom of the board. Yeah, at this point, I'm gunning for this space. It's kind of poorly defended. I've weaseled my way in there a little bit. He jumps down to cut me off. Obviously, I play in underneath. He attacks a single stone. I push out, threatening to cut through, right? Like maybe I can cut through there and cause him more trouble, so he's got to seal that up. Allows me to jump again, because what's he going to do? He's going to try and cut me off again by playing down. He does. I obviously block him again. He comes over. I respond, and all of a sudden, now these 2 are pretty safe. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 liberties on these guys, and I can just keep on connecting back to this group, because this group is totally safe, right? This whole corner's mine. This white group, like I said earlier, is toast, doesn't have a chance. So he tries to take those 2. This was an interesting one. I kind of abandoned the strategy there. Looks like I'm threatening to cut in that spot that I mentioned earlier. He's going to have to respond. Actually, now this is a good play, because if you go back 10, 20 moves, you assumed that this group on the bottom left, if it got cut off, it had lots of spots in there for liberties and eyeballs it could live. And this group up here, like I said, if you play here, probably safe. But now this group is in trouble because it has no space captured, and if I cut it off, then there's no room for eyeballs. If I ended up playing there and cutting up this long white group, all of a sudden I got that whole bottom of the board. That's all mine, because that white group can't live on its own. It's got nowhere for eyes. Maybe he can squeeze some magic out there, but I don't think so. Maybe he can come up this way and connect, but it is under a lot of pressure right now. Maybe he can get an eye down here or play there and get an eye there, something like that. But the threat of getting cut off there is real. So what he assumed was safe no longer is, and now that is a serious cutting point. So I digress. We threaten to cut that off. He ignores it. Oh, interesting. He totally, after all that, I'm like, oh, this is horrible, and he just completely ignores it. Interesting. So he attacks those 2. I probably respond, yep. And there we go. Now he's responding to this stone up here. I have to back off. There we go. He seals up. So now this group is safe. No big deal. I don't want to have him cut me off. So there we go. Cut through. He jumps down now, thinking that my groups down here are a bit weak. I can maybe kill off some of these little groups of 2. Kill him. He goes in, but that's dumb, right? Because I kill him. He goes in again. I kill him. He threatens again. Kill him. That was a whole misplayed area. This whole bottom chunk here. A couple of moves like way back here, he could have blocked off my my incursion there into the left. Is that the right word? Incursion? Anyway, he could have blocked off my my movement into the left, trying to eat up that space. But he played it really conservatively on a couple, and it just allowed me to jump in, jump over, make those moves. And then a few over here, so he's just slowly misplaying this. All of a sudden, this group on its own, there's nothing he can do now. I got 2 eyes there, another one there, another one there. This is all safe, so I got the whole bottom of the board again, which is great. And that's kind of the stuff I wanted to go through, just all these moves at the bottom. The rest doesn't matter so much. I'm just going to fly ahead. Here we go, and done. So, and now we'll check the score, estimate that score at the end of the game. Black by 23 points, and guess what? A lot of it was down there. Did you say that's about 23 points? Give or take, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's about 23 points right there. If he, just like I said, if he had stopped me right in there, that would be those 23 points, right? It's like, where was that? Way back when? About 30 or 40 moves ago. He could have stopped me right here. He could have played there next. Didn't do it. Played super conservatively. And then, look at this. Like, you just assumed... I'm going to go back to where I started this video. Oops. And just show you if it looks like I think... If it looks like I can take this bottom chunk of the board, it does not look like that. So, a handful of errors, a comedy of errors, a Shakespearean tragedy. He blew it. This guy blew the game with some mistakes down at the bottom. So the point of this is to say, don't do that. You don't want to do that. It's not a specific move, but it's just saying, like, recognizing that he's left a little bit of an opening. There's a crack in the armor. He's left the door open just an inch, and it allows me to sneak in and just eat up all that space, and that's what wins the game for me. So don't allow that to happen. He could have cut me off, you know, next move. He could have cut me off right here. And then what am I going to do? Jump in? No, that's not going to happen. It's only because I was able to connect to this bigger group and just extend and slide left. If I try to jump in here and build another group, I don't think that would have worked. So, you know, cut off your opponent. Don't let them in there. Anyway, that's what we're trying to say. I think that'll do it for today. That's long enough, about 13 minutes. So we shall wrap it up, and we'll see you in the next one. Let's go.